Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are celebrating Confessions of a Paper Addict and their 2-year birthday. So they have been around making cut files for 2 years. I was on the design team last year, I believe. It was a lot of fun, and I am super excited to be back and celebrating their birthday with them. So I have gone ahead and cut out this cut file, these balloon hearts, on black cardstock, and I'm going to be scrapbooking with it on this white piece of paper, and I pulled out a couple things that I wanted to use, including a photo of my daughter on her birthday at Disneyland. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I did cut this cut file out with black because I thought it would be really striking to use some rainbowish colors and then put everything on top of a white background. And I gotta say, I love it. So it is definitely a different look, a different feel when you're using a cut file that is black. It just gives it that oomph, that little bit of oomph that I feel like sometimes is missing from layouts. So I am going to go ahead and back this largest heart, and I'm using an Echo Park paper. I just go ahead and trace it, and then I run my scissors around the outside of the trace line. And I go ahead and I'm cutting out with a little bit of a gap. So I'm giving it a little bit of a space. I'm not cutting exactly on the line, because if I cut exactly on the line, basically I would be inlaying this die cut instead of backing it. So I go ahead and glue that down. I am going to go ahead and use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. This is a clear drying matte glue that will really just hold your die cuts down with your backing. I was a little bit clogged, so I stuck a pin in it, and now I'm going to go ahead and run a thin line all the way on the outside. So confession time, I actually have a self-healing mat that I use when I'm backing cut files, or gluing a bunch of sequins on, stuff like that, where you're going to get little sticky bits on your mat or on your cardstock or your paper. Well, this time I just worked right on top of this white cardstock, so it does have little gluey bits on it, and I just end up flipping it over because it doesn't really stress me out, but I didn't want it on the front. I didn't want you to see the extra gluey bits. So that is a possibility when you are backing your cut files. So make sure that you have a surface that can be wiped off. You're not going to ruin any of your good things that you're trying to get scrapbooked. Now, this photo I cut down to a 4x4 square just because I thought that it would fit the best over here in the upper left-hand corner. I felt like a square would look better than a rectangle. I did size this cut file to 11.5 inches tall. I did lock the what is that thing called when you lock the width and the height so that they are proportionate? I locked the proportions, maybe? Is that what it's called? Anyway, that's what I did. So it ends up being 11.5 by 10.6 or something like that. I went ahead and matted this photo of Lana. I did it on black and then on the rainbow diagonal paper. And I pull out these old Amy Tangerine thickers that says "It was magic." And they do get a little bit lost on this polka dot big heart. I do come up with a solution for that. I think it works pretty well, especially with all the pops of black I have going on in this layout. And then I put one little heart that's kind of just hanging out in that thicker. So I am going to go back and finish backing the cut file. Now I do a mix of backing the cut file and cutting these bad boys out, and also gluing some sequins into the cut file. Now I have done sequins on cut files 2 different ways. One is basically doing what I'm doing and cutting out the paper shape and then putting sequins all over it and backing the cut file with that. And then I also do it the way that I did it on this video, which is basically just gluing down the cut file to the paper and then placing sequins on the inside of the cut file. You can do it either way. You can do it however you find it easier, because backing cut files is already a little bit of a tedious process, so you want to make sure you're able to have the most fun with it. If fussy cutting is not your jam, then backing a cut file might not be your jam either. The good thing about cut files, though, is that you can cut it on your system, whether you have a Cricut or a Silhouette or a Scan and Cut or anything. You can cut it out multiple times and then inlay it. So say you absolutely hate it fussy cutting, but you want your heart balloons to be full of patterned paper. You could cut out each insert and just put it back together on a sheet of paper, which is pretty cool in its of itself. It's a completely different technique, but it is a ton of fun. Now, I just love this rainbow paper. I think it is super fun. I do have a wish that it was 12 by 12, but the 6 by 6 works okay as well. I am using melon ball sequins, and I have filled out 3 of the hearts with pink sequins, and they're in 2 sizes, so it gives it a little bit of variety on those hearts. And then the rest of the hearts, I am just going to use these little round, flat, translucent blue sequins, and I'm just going to fill in the heart that way. So I'm really liking the way the layout looks. I like how the colors are all kind of coordinating with each other. The pinks meld into the reds, and the rainbow just looks awesome. Like, I love it. Now, I did go ahead and take my Muji pen and outline those letters that says "It was magic," so that's why all of a sudden you can see it a little bit better. There it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the Confessions of a Paper Addict Cut File Shop's 2nd birthday. Make sure that you check out all the links down below and see what everyone's doing with the cut files. There is a sale going on, so check out the group. That will be listed down below as well. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you again real soon for another video.